So hi everyone, before we start this video, just some short announcements. First things first, the Muad'Dib Melee registration will be up tonight, so I'll put a link in the comments down below. So do go in at 11 AM EST on the 15th of April and register. The second thing is that I have launched a Patreon. I will do another announcement video to talk about it fully and I guess why I need it. I think if you have a wife, you'll understand. But I will have an announcement coming up about it. So first thing, the Muad'Dib Melee for me, and second thing is the Patreon announcement. So let's get into the video. If you come from the Ilescia Leader's Guide, you'll see that there are two things about this Imperium rule which I like. So first of which is Holtzman Engine. Holtzman Engine is a 6-cost tech that allows you to draw an additional card and generates one more VP if you have 2 Spice of Flow. It's quite synergistic and is very powerful. The other thing is that there's also Guild Impersonator in the Talexu role. So these two things are pushing me towards Ilescia. I also like picking Ilescia in general, and so that's why I pick her. So round 1 begins, I draw both faction access cards. I'm in 4th position. So there's Leto in 1st position, Hanjo in 2nd position, and then there's Baron. So if you look at the leaders, right, the likelihood that any of them go Wealth is low. So my plan is to go to Wealth, then to go to Mentat or Tech Negotiator. Probably Mentat because I have both Diplomacy and Seek Allies. So I'll just play both of them, get the Spice. Yeah, and that's what I do. So I put down a dagger. If I'm Baron, actually I'll consider nuking the row at this point. Word of Power is really strong. So round 2 comes around, I already draw Web of Power. You know that this is going to be a good game. So if I look at what's on the board, what do I want to get? I have a pathway to get Holtzman Engine this round, and so that's what I'm planning to do. Ilescia is one of the best leaders to grab 6 cost attacks. Reasoning is you can get Spice round 1 and round 2 to buy it. As compared to like Memnon where you get 1 extra Spice, or Beast where you get 1 extra Spice. So getting 2 extra Spice to buy the 6 cost attacks makes it a lot easier. I did not even need the Spice from the first combat to buy it. So one thing about playing Ilescia as compared to, let's say, Baron. So Baron in this case reveals for 3, and the reason that I can reveal for 5 and to buy something that I want, so in this case it's Throne Room Politics, is because I played a dagger down. So this is one good thing that comes from playing your daggers in your round 1 and 2. Your buys are significantly better. So round 3 comes around, right, and then I draw additional card through Holtzman Engine. So we look at the cards that I've drawn this round. Round 2 I already draw Winter of Power. Round 3 I draw Guild Impersonator. So one reason why this all happens is because you go Mentat round 1 and you force a reshuffle round 2. So if you're buying very good cards, right, you do want to force a reshuffle early. So it accelerates a lot of your power. So for round 3, my first action, I go to smuggle. Do you know why I go to smuggle? If you think that I'm going to go smuggling round 3, round 4 to get Swordmaster, I don't think that is a valid option. The reason that you probably can't go smuggle into Swordmaster is that there are a lot of other players who are going to come and chip down. Players like Handro, players like Baron. So because of that, you are probably not able to get Swordmaster on your next round because of positioning. So if that's the case, right, why am I going to smuggle? I'm going to smuggle because I'm getting a bump from spacing due to Guild Impersonator, because I have it grafted. You're getting a spice somehow, and because of that, this one smuggling bump up will allow me to cash out immediately onto interstellar shipping when I start the round on round 4. And I know that I'm going to draw experimentation as well. On my second action, I actually go to Still Suits and put in a troop. So if you notice, round 1, round 2, round 3, I've put in one troop. The reason I'd like to do this is that I really like to be involved in the combat. Even if you lose, right, or you don't get 3rd place, other players generally have to put in 2 or 3 troops, right? And if that's the case, they are paying the adequate amount. And if they don't put in any troops, you can often get 2nd or 3rd place with just 1 troop. So this is a very good return on your value. So first things first, if you notice, Blue wanted to put in troops, but he realized it was too expensive. And this happens only because you put in 1 troop. Like if I didn't have 1 troop in, he would definitely have put in 1 troop. So he finds it too expensive, and that's how I get 3rd place in his combat. In addition to that, right, I buy this card, Show of Strength. Show of Strength is a great card to have. It allows you to draw 2 cards if you have more troops than other players, or if you graft it. There are a lot of ways to enable it, and whenever I buy it, I tend to enable it more than I don't. It is a very good card, and I think that people should pay more attention to it. I already have a graft card in my deck as well, so this goes up in value. So round 4 comes around, and this is the round which I plan to go interstellar stripping. One thing I note is that I'm definitely not getting Swordmaster. And if I don't get Swordmaster round 4, I don't care about getting it round 5 or round 6 anymore. So I put on a dagger, as I know that I want to collect spice, and then with this spice I should be able to buy a tech. And there are some good techs on the row. If I don't go to techs, I can always pick up High Council as well. So if in doubt with Ilescia and wondering what to do with your second action, you don't have any good on place, playing daggers is generally good. So I reveal a 7 to buy. So one thing I do note in this game is that I have a lot of 1 persuasion cards in my deck, so I do need to focus a little bit if I want to drop my spice and slows. I pick up 2 graph cards, as graph cards are very good on Ilescia. They allow her to use her passive very effectively, and graph cards are always good to have in your deck. Most of them cycle or have a very good benefit. One thing to note is I do not pick up Contaminator. Contaminator is one of those cards which is very powerful, but it's one of those cards you kind of want to have Swordmaster when you get it. In addition, I already have the Fremen Friendship. So I don't really need additional bumps in Fremen. So if you look at my fifth hand, what do you think I should do? So think about it for a moment. With this fifth hand, right? Ideally, okay, for your passive, you ideally always want to put on a graph card or a single access card and graph the access card to the single access card to your graph card. So with regards to this, right, the card I want to graph to my graph card actually is Show of Strength, because Show of Strength allows me to draw 2 extra cards if grafted, right? And if not, I cannot play it at all. So that's actually what I want to do. One other thing I talk about in my Ilescia guide is that in late game, right, you should always prioritize your drawing of cards, or you always prioritize your actions over your resources that you generate. And the other thing with regards to this is that you should always draw cards early. As such, I choose to draw cards early by playing Benny Coupling and also the Show of Strength first, and then after that I put on experimentation, as I just maybe think that I'll play it, but I'm not really committed to it. All I want to do is draw cards first. So on my turn, I graph Plan Coupling to Show of Strength. This allows me to draw 3 cards, and I go to Selective Breeding. I spend my Spice. This puts me away from flagships, but I think it's okay. The Spice Vessel is the most important in this hand, and currently I'm only at 3 Persuasion, or 5 Persuasion, so I do need to draw a lot of cards. So I draw the 3 cards first by going to Selective Breeding through the cards, then I decide what to trash after that. So you might be wondering why did I put experimentation face down. I've been talking about daggers, and suddenly I put an experimentation face down. Or the main reason why I do it is that I have Dissecting Kit in my deck, and if I know that if I draw it, I want to be able to reveal it, to be able to get an extra Scarab. The Scarab pushes me towards the next point, and that's the most important thing. In this particular case, I draw into Guild Impersonator, so it allows me to also graph Guild Impersonator onto the experimentation, and also get a double bump as well as a research. So round 6 comes around and my hand is not very exciting. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 persuasion in hand and 2 from High Council, so I have 8 persuasion. So I do want to draw cards this round. I don't really have many good drawing options. I can either go to Mentat or I can go to Research Station. And I hope Research Station is available to me. The reason I put on the experimentation is that I don't really have any good card that I want to use second, and I think experimentation is just the best of them. So luckily Research Station is available to me. I think if I were to draw cards through Arakeen or Mentat, I think that's okay as well. Not great. Best thing for me was Research Station, so I'm very glad to have gotten it. So after drawing cards, I get a Scarab point, as that will allow me to reveal the dissecting kit to get the first point on the research track. So at this point in time in the game, because of where I'm at in my board, I feel like I'm in a position to win the game. So do look at the board and think about where I should go next to win this game. So for round 6, my second action, so here I am just counting out my persuasion with in hand, assuming the experimentation comes back, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can actually play one persuasion card, which allows me access to almost anywhere. So if I have access to everywhere, where do I want to go and what points do I have available? It is quite a straightforward highliner in this situation. The combat is 1 VP, no one else has 6 spies, or no one else has like very good garrisons to come and fight you for it. They all have used it previously. You can even cash out the stage incident by deploying so many in. So I get 1 point from the Scarab, 1 point from Spice Must Slow, and 1 point from stage incident. That will cost me to end the game. And I have another point behind me in Horseman Engine as well. So this game is a Dream Ilescia game. I get Horseman Engine round 2, I get Guild Impersonator round 2 as well. I draw an intrigue that gets me a point, as well as a lot of good things that happen. I draw a lot of good graph cards as well. Yeah, so this is a Dream Ilesa Ecaz game, and I guess the results show it. I end the game on round 6, and I don't think there's much anyone could have done about it. Sure, they could have pressured me on the Lions, but I have such a big lead on them already, and this all without Swordmaster in a Swordmaster heavy meta. So 4th position, no Swordmaster, what do? You try to get compensation through your cards, and Ilescia Ecaz is one of those leaders which gets it because of how you like to play daggers.
GG.
Thanks.
Holy shit. Oh my god, those fucking 3 combats in a row. I was pissed off. Yeah, I want a salty run back, bro.
Wow, that's unbelievable. Nice job.